CCX Sports brings you high school girls soccer. Tonight, a great Class A matchup. It's a Visitation Blazers coming to St. Louis Park to take on the Benilde-St. Margaret's Red Knights. Hello and welcome to VSM. John Jacobson along with Sig Ligry. And Sig, Benilde-St. Margaret's has built a great program through the years. 4 state championships in Class A in the past 5 seasons. They're a great program to look at for all teams in the state.
Oh, absolutely. If they haven't won the championship, they've been runner-ups. In the last 5-6 years, they've been just dominating the Class A. Great program, great depth from the past. Because last year state champions. This year, a little bit on the tough side. They've played some really good schools on their schedule, and they lost 4 in a row. But they bounced back last week, and they're looking to bounce back again tonight.
They've had some injuries, just a 3-5-1 record so far for the Red Knights. For Visitation, 6-0-2 to start the year. That's despite losing 10 seniors from a year ago, a team that went 16-2-1. So they've had a good start, building a nice program under head coach Jay Miller, and this is a good challenge for them, though. They play their regular season home games on grass fields. They haven't played a lot on turf. Bigger field, wider field, and a turf field. That'll be a little bit of an adjustment perhaps tonight for the Blazers.
It's a big difference for that kind of school. If you play on natural turf in a shorter field, you have a different passing sequence, you have a different control sequence. On this field, the ball is going to bounce more. It's going to be faster. It's going to roll quicker. The passes are going to be tougher to get. So it's going to take a few minutes for them to get used to it. But once they do, then it'll be I think it's going to be a fairly quick adjustment, and then it'll be situation normal.
Should be a good one tonight. Visitation, Benilde-St. Margaret's in high school girls soccer. It comes your way next, right here on CCX.
What makes your community feel like home? Is it knowing what's happening in your neighborhood? Or when people know your name? Connections make us a community. For more than 30 years, Northwest Community Television has connected citizens, neighbors, even sports fans through video. As life gets busier than ever, we will still offer you a connected community experience through CCX Media, so you can stay connected to the place you call home.
A beautiful and warm evening here tonight at Benilde-St. Margaret's as we get ready for tonight's match between Visitation and BSM. Both teams' school colors are red and white. It's Benilde in the home whites tonight with the red numbers. Again, defending state champions in Class A. Taking on a Visitation team that's unbeaten and just 2 losses over the last season and a half. They are in the red jerseys tonight with the white numbers. Samantha Burke is their starting keeper, a senior, and Coach Jay Miller is talking about her. This isn't even her #1 sport. He believes she's the best keeper in the state, but said she is an outstanding hockey player, one of the top U18 hockey players in the whole country. Is going to Cornell on a hockey scholarship next year, and she plays soccer too. It's kind of her story, but she's very good. And Claire Grazzini, who's been out with an injury all off season, making her first appearance in goal tonight. She was a player that was on their state championship, very key player for them last season, an all-conference player and a great keeper, but has been out with an injury since she had surgery in May and now is back and getting her first start tonight. So that's been one of the storylines for Benilde, is the injuries they've had. They still have not seen Amanda Cassidy play this year. She's a returning all-conference player, has been out with a high ankle sprain since tryouts. Claire Vanderheiden has been injured, so they're trying to get back to full strength and make the push in the postseason here in a few weeks. And the regular season record perhaps reflects a little bit of that they haven't been fully healthy yet.
And that makes a big difference because they just have not had the full team yet. Visitation in red on, going from left to right, having possession.
Out of play, we'll get a throw in for the Blazers.
And while we have a second here, we have Rachel Tim is the center referee. Alex Dolson is AR1 and Kip Jackson is AR2.
Ball comes to Megan King, slides a pass to the middle of the field, and they go back and push it back ahead to the right side with it. Claire Vanderheiden there to pick it off for Benilde. Visitation gaining control back. Grace Beinlich played it up to the left side. Now it comes all the way out to Ella Hinkemeyer, number 15. Can't get past Caitlin McTeague there. And now it's Benilde with control. Vanderheiden. Short pass off as Madison Stokes tries to play it forward to get a whistle and foul on Stokes. And a free kick coming for Viz. Kira Johansson will take the free kick. On the right sideline, a little high for Hinkemeyer. Turned by Benilde toward the midfield area. Right along the sideline, off Benilde. Throw in for Hinkemeyer. No, she'll hand it off instead to Johansson. Puts it back in play for Visitation. Kicked by Benilde across midfield. Will be chased down by Beinlich. Moves it ahead. Maria Callahan. And then back over to her left to Johansson. Across midfield ahead at Catherine Jones, a sophomore forward. Touch pass on the right. Hinkemeyer angles a shot in and just high. That was a good angle on the ball. Say just a little bit high.
Yeah, that's a good banana ball. You can see as it takes off, it's going to go curving off to the left. It's a little bit too high, but that was a very nicely placed ball.
On the goal kick taken by Daniel Gagne of Benilde-St. Margaret's. Off the head of Hinkemeyer here and out, and a throw in for Benilde. Around near the sidelines, Visitation couldn't keep it in play. And it'll go over to Benilde. They get the quick throw in and reset on the back line. Underwood playing it off to her right. Pushed up the right side by Elizabeth Azar. And Visitation sending it back across midfield. Header down the left side, trying to get it to Meredith Killian. We'll get a throw in for Visitation. Trapped, sent back. Left side. And well defended. And played ahead by Benilde-St. Margaret's. Let's look at Jay Miller in his 5th year as head coach at Visitation. One of the top teams this year in Section 3A. 6 wins, no losses, 2 ties so far this season. And Scott Helling Christie, 11th year as head coach, 21st year overall in the program. 3-5-1 so far this season. Again, 4 state titles for the Red Knights in the past 5 years. They've really been blessed with some outstanding players. Lost a good group of seniors last year, but certainly have the talent, I think, Sig, to return to the state tournament again this year, despite their record right now.
Exactly. If you have to look at who they played some really tough teams. In this season, the teams they lost to, the 4 in a row, was Orono, Chanhassen, Bloomington Jefferson, and Hopkins. So they played some good schools. They lost 2-1, 2-1, 1-0, and 2-0 before getting a victory over Kennedy. So they have the talent. They just got to get everybody healthy.
Visitation's had control of ball possession in the opening minutes here tonight. Benilde clearing this ball out to midfield.
Nice return. Missed on the pass.
And it comes to Andy Barth of Visitation. She'll play it up the right side for Jones. Jones stopping, crossing it to the middle, and sent wide off the foot of Killian and out of play. And we'll get another goal kick for Benilde. Gagne will take it again.
And she's the center back for the team.
Barth got the foot on it first for Visitation. It's right back to Gagne and then sent up the left side, but out of play. Visitation get a throw in again. Put back in play by Johansson. Off of BSM. And a little deeper throw this time from Barth. Throw was a little high, trying to get it to Jones. Cleared by Stokes out toward midfield and sent back by Beinlich.
That's kind of offside.
Gagne on the free kick. Short pass off to her right. But pass ahead comes to Stokes. Further ahead on that right side. Long, crossing it out to the middle, and almost getting a chance with Chenal. Trying to clear a little space, but couldn't get a shot away.
3 defenders were collapsing on her as soon as the ball got there. It was a missed pass, but picked up again by the Knights.
Benilde wins another 50-50 ball, comes to Vanderheiden. Plays it back to the middle, trying to get it to Stokes and can't. And across midfield. BSM will take it on their side of midfield. Playing it back. And now the pass along the sideline comes to Olsen. Midfield Vanderheiden and out off of Biz. Throw in. Sophia Coleman, a freshman midfielder, first substitute tonight, comes into the match replacing Caitlin McTeague.
And wouldn't be surprised to see a lot of subs tonight. The temperature's right around 83, but the dew point is 70. It's a light wind that helps keep it cool, but that's about it. It's going to be sticky down there.
Now Visitation trying to get on the offensive. Ball put toward the front by Killian, but out of play, and that's another goal kick coming for Benilde. Grazzini, short pass off to her right. Benilde's got a reset back in their own end. Some good pressure by Visitation up front by Jones. She is right on Ali Voss there of Benilde, or excuse me, on Gagne.
Yeah, they're doing a good job up on top, keeping things going. There's a good look at Gagne. She's the center back, as we said.
We're going to get a corner kick here for Visitation.
Yeah, they managed to kick that ball off the defender. So a first good set play for the visiting Blazers.
Killian will send it back out high instead, and that was broken up by Chenal. Visitation will reset with King, dropping it back to Beinlich. And a chip at right side, but too far for Barth. Cleared by Benilde up the sideline. And out of play.
Shot, but I don't think it's going to get called. Vanderheiden got her arm up a little bit, but no foul called. Throw in for Visitation.
Johansson throwing it in play. This little ball trying to get it to Killian off the foot of Mary Urich.
Boy, they're battling for that ball. Tried to bounce that one off the defender, but it ends up being a throw in for the Red Knights.
Oh, Killian almost got loose there, but the ball got past her, and Benilde able to clear it to the middle of the field. Visitation gets it back. Callahan has a touch on it. She's got it now. Trying to chip it off to her right. Cleared by Benilde, but not all the way out. And now a good strong leg on Gagne's kick out toward midfield. High in the air off the foot of Aaron Long. This ball goes deep. Visitation able to clear as King was back there defending. Benilde to go back to work. Comes to the middle of the field to Coleman. Visitation gets it right back. Now comes Underwood. To midfield. Now to Jones. Jones trying to get a break here for Visitation. Caught up a little bit and had to drop the pass back, and a long one in on net on Grazzini, who makes the save.
That's Grazzini's first save of the match. Now see Visitation doing a much better job on the shorter passes.
Long pass ahead, trying to get it to Vanderheiden. And it's off of Visitation and out. Been able to get a chance here, fairly deep. Czar putting it in play. Chip toward the middle, trying to get it to Stokes. And the Chenal comes loose in front and gathered up by Samantha Burke. First chance we've had to pull her name tonight since we got underway.
You'll see it again. Burke comes in, scoops her right up, no problem with that one.
Stokes, number 2, a very dangerous player for Benilde, returning all-state player for the Red Knights. That's played by Fortier up to the right. Excuse me, Sig.
I was going to say, Stokes already has 4 goals and 3 assists in the season, so you're right, she can be dangerous.
Visitation pass up the right side comes to Barth and can't chase it down. Quick throw in by BSM, right back on the attack. Turning, a nice move by Vanderheiden. Playing it to Stokes, trying to feed it back to Vanderheiden. Missed on that connection, out of play. Throw in for Visitation. So the numbers you mentioned, Sig, for Madison Stokes. 4 goals and 3 assists so far. Good season for the senior.
And it can only get better, right?
Well, for them, with the injuries they've had, it's been nice to have one of their returning all-conference and her case all-state players back and be a presence in the lineup, match in and match out. Good one so far here tonight. The first 14 minutes, no score, evenly played match. No scoring chances either side so far.
Yeah, and that's why, because every time any player gets contact with the ball, they draw the attention of the defenders.
Fortier sent the pass right side. Good job by King to come up and take it away for Visitation. She took it off the foot of Aaron Long. We'll get a throw in now for the Blazers right in front of their bench. Headed back on their side of midfield, and from almost the exact same spot, King again will throw it in. Comes back to the foot of Beinlich. Cross midfield, ball loose and cleared up ahead by Emily Olsen. Now they'll play it right side, or excuse me, left side. Red Knights with Vanderheiden. Pass to the middle. Visitation intercepted. Now it's on to the foot of Hinkemeyer. Here's Ellie Hinkemeyer. Too many Benilde players back there, though, and they're able to take it away. Coleman to midfield. Back to Coleman. Chips it up right side. It'll be chased down by Aaron Long. Long passing to the middle, trying to feed it to Chenal. Out of play by Visitation. We'll get a throw in for Benilde.
And again, that time Visitation coming back with a strong defense. Cut that one off. Visitation playing a 3-5-2, so that they're heavy on the defense with their flex.
Back drilled hard toward the net. Burke able to scoop it up.
And that's the first save that Burke's had to make.
Toward midfield. And now Visitation controlling. Anna Gordon. And a good takeaway from her by Frida Fortier. Frida and Stella, sisters on this Benilde team. Olivia Monpettit, a freshman midfielder, number 7 in to the lineup for Visitation. Throw in for the Blazers. Header along that far sideline, now played back toward the middle of the field with Benilde controlling in their own end. They'll send it back to their goalie. Grazzini off to her right, and Hinkemeyer almost got there first, but Frida Fortier was there. Or excuse me, that's Olsen. Had it taken away by Hinkemeyer, who puts it on net. Grazzini rolls it out to her right this time. Ball control, pass to the middle. Frida Fortier trying to feed it to Stokes. Comes to Coleman, trying to get it back to Stokes. Nice sliding tackle away by Mary Urich, taking it away from Stokes and getting Visitation with control of the ball again. Now they'll give it back to Benilde. Chip forward to the Visitation side of midfield. The SM trying to get something going. Sent back by Johansson to the middle of the field. Header by Coleman. Ball is loose and controlled by the Red Knights. A reset near midfield. It's too far there. No one in a white jersey able to make it and get a goal kick. Here's the play a few moments ago.
That's a nice sliding tackle by number 18, Urich. That's a textbook play. And look at Stokes setting up her midfield.
Maria Callahan into the match for Visitation along with Andy Barth. Gagne dropping it off to her right. Left side, cleared back. And they're going to say this was off of Benilde. They never successfully had it in play. We had 2 balls in play briefly. That's not allowed. I'll reset, I'm guessing, with another throw in here for Visitation.
Most likely. Throwing deep. Battle for the ball there. Red Knights trying to poke it out. Now finally get it up to midfield. Good passing here on the far side. This is Vanderheiden.
Burke came out to play it and left the net behind her, but Chenal really didn't have a good angle to put it on net or into the net behind Burke. For that matter, it goes harmlessly wide of the net. You look at Burke was out of play.
I wonder if she even saw where Burke was, because you're right, she was way out of play. There's Chenal.
Nearing the midway point here of the first half. In a scoreless match. At the midfield. Comes near side. It's Hinkemeyer. Poked off her foot by Vanderheiden. Dropped back for Johansson. Hinkemeyer intercepted by Stokes, and then it's Urich back for it for Visitation. Out to midfield, stopped there by Olsen. Turning and sending it ahead, Vanderheiden. Visitation Got it back. Barth will drop it back for Callahan. Now it's King with it. Short pass across midfield. And it's out of play. Off of Visitation. Throw in for Benilde.
And again, Visitation winning the midfield area. Now trying to set something up on the near side.
Here's Callahan. Left side pass came up a little bit short of the intended target. Montpettit cleared by Benilde, but out. Throw in for Visitation. From midfield, coming up into play, it was Frida Fortier. Visitation had it briefly, and now it's Benilde.
See if they send it deep again, and they do.
Played though by Urick, off to her left. It's at midfield. Last touch by Benilde. And a throw in for Viz. Header and then headed back by Stella Fortier of Benilde. Up in the air off the foot of Coleman. Out of play, throw in for the Blazers. It'll be King to put it in play.
Into the net, but not the one that counts.
Meredith Killian, sophomore, in now for Benilde, or excuse me, for Visitation. Throw in for the Blazers. Get a handball on BSM. So, free kick here for Visitation in a pretty good spot on the field, Sig.
It's a very good spot. It's about 32 yards out, and you can see the Visitation offense lining up. Actually, they're huddling up. So as soon as the kicker makes contact, they'll spread out.
Megan King will take it. Junior defender.
Sends it deep.
There's a shot and cleared away by Benilde. The closest Visitation player to it was Urick, but couldn't get a foot on it. Look at it one more time. Urick's number 18 over here on the far right.
Yeah, she couldn't get it as a defense. Just went around her, marked her up, and took the ball away.
Cross in front, but Grzini there to play it for Benilde. Quickly gets it out, and the Red Knights now move up on the attack. Play comes to Stokes, middle of the field. Stokes off on her left, and pushed further left by Olsen, getting it, or Olsen has it.
Well, nice pass. Threaded the defense.
Olsen will throw it back in play. That's Vanderheiden. Marked there by Hinkemeyer. Vanderheiden trying to get ahead for Chenal, but Urick is there. And now it's onto the foot of Callahan for Visitation. She'll send it to midfield. Back comes Chenal trying to feed it to Stokes. Off of Urick. Stokes. Vanderheiden open on the left. And back into the play defensively comes Hinkemeyer.
Wow, Hinkemeyer made a great play. Came in and took the ball away, but maintained possession is Benilde-St. Margaret's. Player goes down, no call.
Comes back up the left side. Olsen. It's taken away by Visitation. And a miss hit on the pass by Hinkemeyer. It's out and throw in for Benilde-St. Margaret's.
Watch this defensive play right here. That is just excellent.
And the better play might have been at the end of this, keeping it from being a corner kick.
Right.
She made every effort, so she made sure that if anything, it went over the out of bounds on the side and not over the end, and give Benilde a corner kick.
That's true. So she gets 2 stars on that.
We're under 15 minutes to go here in the scoreless first half. Now Visitation trying to move up and get something going offensively. But neither team really, Stig, as I mentioned about 10 minutes ago, has really had much of what you call a scoring opportunity. I guess Benilde's been a little bit closer, but nothing they would say they had a great chance on that.
No, you look over the stat sheet, and Visitation has 2 shots on goal. Well, none of those are really quality shots. I think they were marked down because the keeper had to make a play on it. But you're right, nothing really substantial in terms of a
collision there
attack
between Coleman and Gordon.
That's going to be called against Visitation, it looks like. Here's the collision. Yeah, a little bit of a push in the back, trying to get to the ball.
Here's Benilde across midfield. Cross pass to the middle and broken up and sent away by Urich. Good strong kick across midfield. Might give Visitation a little chance, and well played defensively to break that up. That was Gagne that came up into the play, and Stokes now trying to feed it to Chenal and does. Taken off her foot, sent ahead by Kira Johansson. We had a whistle. We're going to get a free kick deep here for Benilde, Sig.
So now they have almost the same opportunity. It looks like it's going to be about 17, about 27 yards out. Well, a little closer now. Now we're 25 yards out. Referee Tim setting that one up. And here we have a golden opportunity. But they've only got 3 forwards up there. Probably going to try and clear the fence.
Madison Stokes with a shot, but she fires it high over Burke on the Visitation net.
So that one goes over the top harmlessly.
Goal kick for Visitation. But it's quickly Benilde back on the move. Pass coming ahead, and this will be a corner. No, it's going to be last off Benilde, so it will be a goal kick.
Yeah, defender managed to hold off the attacker. Good job by number 14. That's Benlich. Look at this. Protecting the ball, then let it go over the goal line.
Benlich getting in front of Macy Morris there. And a throw in for Visitation here. Keeping their own end as King chases the ball down. Out to midfield. Here's Stokes with it for Benilde. Took the pass from Vanderheiden. Trying to free herself and get past Hinkemeyer. Stokes with it again.
Well, it's tough. They're having a tough time getting it past Hinkemeyer. Sorry, John.
Nope, it's all right. Hinkemeyer this time can't control the pass from Jones. Does get a foot back on it, but it's back to Emily Olsen. Now onto the foot of Allie Voss. Puts it across. Visitation got a foot on it, and it's returned to Benilde. Katie Tucker, number 15. Pass ahead, broke up by Visitation briefly, and Benilde gets it back, and the pass intended for Stokes was stopped there by Beinlich. Set it across midfield. And onto the foot of Emily Olsen. Middle of the field, but right back to Visitation. And cleared up in the air by Gagne toward midfield. Now comes to King.
And here comes the Red Knights again.
Comes for Stokes. Oh, and broken up again. Beinlecht's made a couple of nice defensive plays here in the last few minutes. Did so again there.
Certainly had. That was a big stop because Stokes was on her way to the net.
Here's Vanderheiden. She'll feed it left side for flying Emily Olsen coming down that side. Hinkemeyer comes back into the play. Comes to Voss of Benilde and cleared by Blazers out to midfield. Frida Fortier sends it deep. And this will roll out of play, and a goal kick coming for Visitation.
See the defensive play right there, just a nice sliding tackle, and then goes back and gets it again. Boy, I tell you, I am impressed with the Visitation defense, especially in the transition when they're coming off the counter. The whole team kind of moves back and gets into position.
There's Benilde on the move again. Vanderheiden sends it left side. Beinlecht sends out a play and get a throw in for Benilde to come from Olsen. Here's Vanderheiden. Shoots it but wide. Burke out there to grab it.
Let's look at Vanderheiden.
Good strong kick out to midfield by Burke. Comes to Vanderheiden again, trying to feed it ahead for Stokes. And again, Beinlecht comes back into the play and slides across and keeps it away.
Boy, see the defender that time hitting shoulder. Watch this, shoulder to shoulder right here. Just comes in and strikes it away.
Kept it away from Stokes, crossed to the front. Visitation will send it toward the sideline. Barth unable to keep it in play. We got a throw in for Benilde. Comes to Vanderheiden. Now to Barth of Visitation. The team getting clear control here. Finally taken back by Vanderheiden again. And she lost it out of play. Barth takes a spill. It's off of.
It should be.
Yeah, it's off of Benilde. We get a whistle at a foul called on the Red Knights.
This one shove too many.
Back to the BSM shot of the field, and he lost it. Taken by Jones. Catherine Jones tried to cross it. She went down. A little slow to get up, and then the ball came back to Andy Barth, but went past her and out, and we'll get a throw in for Visitation.
I wonder if Jones got her toes stuck on the turf. Watch her, number 13, trying to. Looks like she stepped on the back of the ball and then went down.
Throw in for the Visitation.
They don't want to lose Jones. She's got 7 goals and 3 assists.
Ball back into play.
I think with a bad throw in. Yep. Good look at Rip Jackson. It's AR2.
Johansson got it back into play. But cleared by Benilde, and it comes out to Morris. Shipped back to the middle of the field. Chance here for the Red Knights for Tucker.
Should be a corner. Yep.
No, it's off for Visitation, and now but Tucker had a good acceleration and stayed ahead of her defender and able to play that off the Visitation player and set up this corner kick.
First corner in the half for the Red Knights. Wow, you can see the Visitation defenders are just stacking. I mean, every player except the keeper.
Corner kick comes out. Burke goes down. Clear to the left side, and Visitation able to get it out of danger across midfield. Frida Fortier will play up there. She'll drop it back to her goalie Grazzini. And off on her left to Olsen. Olsen up to midfield, chipped back ahead by Johansson of Visitation. Now it's Connolly who had it. Keenan Connolly briefly, number 19. Look at that corner kick again by Vanderheiden. Look at Burke taking a little spill here. She went for control of the ball.
Look at that. Every player was back there. Nobody was more than 10 yards away.
Off the BSM foul, it's Johansson setting up here on the free kick.
Sends it deep.
On
Grazzini's right
bounce,
there.
and Grazzini makes the stop. They'll trying to quickly transition back to offense, but Barth with the takeaway on Stokes. That was the Czar had the takeaway. The throw in here comes from Johansson. Out of play, it's going to roll slowly, yes, but off of Visitation. Benilde will get the throw in. Junior Emily Olsen. It's a throw in off Vanderheiden, taken by Visitation. Comes back again to Azar. On the sideline and out, and off Visitation. We're down to 2.5 minutes to play here in the first half. Barth playing it to the middle of the field to Callahan. Trying to get it off to left. That was broken up by Tucker, sent to midfield. Now onto the foot of Morris. Morris trying to feed it on the right side, and does. And then a good takeaway. And a play up toward midfield.
And they're still battling for it in the midfield. Visitation finally gets it off to the side. Another battle for it.
Sammy Sabin with it down deep. She had been the player that broke it up defensively at midfield. The Benilde attack. Toss to the middle, and Grazzini's got to jump out on that one. Taken back by Visitation. Connolly, good battle with Coleman for the ball. Coleman trying to feed it to Stokes, instead comes to Callahan. Stokes took it back, and now Benilde controlling. Out to midfield to Morris. To Stokes, off her foot, middle of the field, and cleared by Johansson to her left and out across midfield. Out of play, last touched by Benilde. We'll get a throw in for Visitation.
Good look there. Scott Helen Christie.
Throw in by Visitation.
That's a little push on Visitation.
Coleman goes down again. We'll get a free kick here for Benilde.
Need to get this ball into play pretty quick. They only got 25 seconds.
Kanye put it in play. Cleared away by King. Toward midfield. Visitation. Pass comes right side to Barth. Trying to chase it down. Runs into Emily Olsen near the sideline. Off of Olsen. Barth will inbound. Too far out in front of Jones with the pass. And we go to halftime. And no score. See, we expected perhaps a low-scoring game. We've certainly got that.
We got what we expected, and it was pretty evident talking to the coach before the game Benilde-St. Margaret favoring defense based on their injuries and who they have back. So they're playing pretty solid defense. Visitation, they're playing their 3-5-2 formation, and that 5 keeps drifting back and coming in to make some big plays on defense. So both teams playing really stubborn defense, not much offense because they can't get anything on track.
No score. Visitation and Benilde-St. Margaret's in our high school girls soccer match tonight from Benilde. We'll take time out. Come back with more coverage right here, live on this Thursday night on CCX Sports.
They said a bottle was just a bottle. That no one would ever notice me. But I knew I could be more. That one day, I would make people smile.
Great night to watch soccer here at Benilde-St. Margaret's. No score. Visitation and BSM tonight. As we look at some highlights from the opening half of play in this one. Good play on both sides, Sig, but not a lot of great scoring opportunities. There's a lot of talents, and really well played defensively, I think, by both sides.
I agree. Both sides playing very tough defense, getting in there, making some takeaways, and winning the 50-50. There's an example of double great defense, getting the takeaway and keeping the ball from going over for a corner kick.
Later in the half, it certainly felt like maybe the last 2/3 of the half, even that Benilde had more possession of the ball, but again, not. You can see in some of those examples there, the Visitation really not allowing them anything on that back line to get free for a shot. There are the shots and the shots on goal, and the fouls and the corner kicks even so far. Just 1-1. And again, no score so far in this match.
And the numbers show it up. Blazers with 5 shots, 3 shots on goal, 3 fouls and 1 corner kick. And Red Knights with 3 shots, 2 on goal, 4 fouls and 1 corner kick.
No score as both teams meet here, getting ready for the second half. Let's take a look at the high school rankings in girls soccer coming into play tonight. In Class A, Orono is the number 1 team. Blake is rated number 2. Then it's Hill Murray, St. Paul Academy, Matamidi, Mankato West. Here's Visitation at number 7. Benilde-St. Margaret's 8. So both teams here ranked in the top 10. Holy Angels is 9, and Waconia is ranked 10th in Class A. And in Class 2A, Wayzata. It's a great season so far for the Trojans. They are ranked number 1. Washburn just beat Maple Grove, I should say, last Saturday. Washburn ranked number 2, Maple Grove number 3. Edina is ranked 4th, and Edina and Wayzata play each other this coming Saturday. Egan's ranked 5th, and it's Andover, Burnsville, Centennial, White Bear Lake, and Stillwater area rounding out the top 10. A lot of good soccer here in the Twin Cities again in 2017. Good soccer here tonight. No score, though. Visitation and Benilde-St. Margaret's. We'll take another timeout. We'll come back and begin play in the second half in just a moment here on CCX. John Jacobson, Sig Library. We are at Benilde-St. Margaret's High School. Top 10 teams in Class A girls soccer, and scoreless as we get ready to start the second half. Visitation, or really for either team, but it seemed Visitation perhaps lacking a little more in scoring chances. What do these teams need to do to try to generate a little offense while not giving it up on the backside too? I mean, it's kind of a balance sometimes.
Well, that's what they're playing. They're playing solid defense. They're not going to allow the other team to go get an easy goal on them. The problem is the transition or the counter. By the time they get halfway up the field, then the other team is in there taking the ball away. Visitation seems to be more comfortable with the shorter passing, trying to get something going. Benilde-St. Margaret is missing on most of their passing. That's not their fault. It's more the factor of the Visitation players are getting in there and winning those 50-50s. Benilde-St. Margaret gets about midfield, then they like to send the ball down about 15-20 yards and make something happen. That turned out to be more successful in the latter half of the first half than in the first half. So I think Benilde-St. Margaret will probably have to keep doing that. Visitation's going to need to open up their passing a little bit. They get down on the 15-20 yard line and they just can't get a finish. They can't even get a good quality shot.
All right.
Enough speech?
No, that's good. Because Benilde again in white, Visitation in red as we get set for the start of the second half. Miss on the pass immediately out of the gate. Visitation gaining control. Boot on the middle of the field, but nobody there for Visitation, and scooped up by Grazzini. She'll slide it off to her right. The pass to Stella Fortier. Comes up to Madison Stokes. Trying to return it to Fortier, but missed on that. It's over to Visitation. Throw in here for King. Out of play off of Fortier. Another Visitation throw in for King. Well, trapped, trying to control it was Callahan. Whistle, and then we're going to get a foul here on Benilde. Callahan got bumped off the ball a little bit, and this will give Visitation a free kick. It'll be King to take it. See how she decides to play that. She won't cross it to the right. Header is high and out of play. Pretty good idea, Sig. I mean, you get it to the middle. If you can get a player get a head on it, which they did.
Absolutely.
And it's just sent high here by McTeague, or excuse me, by Catherine Jones.
It just flicked it right to the football crossbar. But yeah, you're right. That's a great idea. Get that header in there and get the attacks going.
Jones gets a header again here off the goal kick.
Handball, not seen.
Stokes and Callahan were battling for it there. And taken back by Benilde's Johansson.
So do you only get a half a tick on the foul if it's not caught?
I guess. Cleared by BSM ahead. Johansson back for it for Visitation. Junior turns back upfield. That's the pass, comes back to the middle of the field, back deep for Lineledge. And the pass going behind Sabin, but then Sabin took a little bump, and it's a whistle against Benilde again. Free kick here for King. Missed in the middle, chipped ahead by the Red Knights. Header by Sabin. Now it's Jones with it, trying to play the through ball, and does. Shot away, and Grazzini from the tough angle. That ball was already out of play, or they called offside on that sig. Yep, I think that's what had happened. Yep. See the flag or hear the whistle, but look at it again, and yes,
Yep, just a bit offside.
Hinkemeyer was the attacking player there for Visitation that was offside.
And again, Benilde-St. Margaret getting the passes, but just not connecting as often as they would want. Good control here. This is Aaron Long. Taken away by Blazers.
Now the Blazers trying to set things up on the left side, but intercepted there by Aaron Long. She stepped in front of Sabin. Up ahead for Stokes for Benilde. Shadowed by King. Played in the middle of the field though for Vanderheiden. Trying to get it to Chenal and does. Now Vivian Chenal. Chenal with a strong kick, but wide of Burke in the net.
Chenal again takes that outside shot. Although I think she had Stokes sitting over there waiting for her on the far side. There's going to be a throw in for Benilde-St. Margaret's. They try to go up the sideline.
Stokes will cross it to the middle. Trying to get it to Chenal. That was broken up by Beinlich. Out of play off of Visitation. We'll get a throw in for Benilde. Tucker into the match again for Benilde.
And just as in the first half, Visitation defense just so quick. Stokes with the ball, trying to set something up. Cross.
A whistle and a foul on Benilde. Free kick coming for the Red Knights. Excuse me, for the Blazers, and put back into play. Good strong kick by King across midfield, high in the air by Hinkemeyer. And get ahead on it was Jones. And pushed back ahead by McTeague of Benilde. Right side comes to Hinkemeyer again. Hinkemeyer trying to cross it to the middle. Stopped by Gagne. Slides to the right. We get a whistle.
And a stoppage. That's either an injury or a card. I think we have an injured Blazer. That's Meredith Killian. So that is a stoppage, and we'll have a drop ball.
Yeah, Gally Voss, one of the Benilde players, came out there, and the trainer's taking a look at her now, holding an ice pack up to her head. So keep an eye on her as we're back to the action on the pitch here. First 10 minutes here, the second half, still no score between Benilde and Visitation. Throw in for the Blazers.
So unless there's a breakaway, just there's a potential. There may not be any score in this match.
Yeah. Ball comes back to the foot of Beinlich. Pushed up right side by Johansson. Trying to turn with it is Hinkemeyer. Out of play off of Hinkemeyer and Visitation. A throw in for Benilde.
Another call against.
Foul on Benilde. Johansson with the strong kick across midfield. Ball is loose to midfield. Played back ahead too far for Sabin on the left side. She's trying to get some space and move around Stella Fortier, but can't get past her.
More subs coming in, or a sub coming in.
Sam Richardson into the match, I believe for the first time tonight, here replacing Morris.
And that's going to be a throw-in for Benilde-St. Margaret's.
Visitation there, though. They're not just going to give them this throw-in that deep. They're trying to get a takeaway here if they can.
Right. You can see how fast they are getting in position to mark up on the Benilde players.
Now they'll drop back a little bit as Richardson threw it in, but Sabin intercepted, trying to get it to Killian in the middle of the field and cleared away by BSM to midfield.
Try to get the redirect pass. Through pass.
King wins the race to the ball ahead of Stokes. Callahan off for Sabin. That's Jones. Shielded off the ball. Take away by the Red Knights as they try to transition to offense. Long. Middle of the field, nobody there for Benilde though, and played by Gurick.
But Visitation they're staying home in the midfield to pick up these passes, and they're not having a lot of difficulty doing it.
Richardson is going to throw it in for Benilde. It's a bounce off the turf up in the air. Off the head of Tucker, came to Visitation. Out of play. We're going to get more substitutions here. Coleman in for Benilde, and for the Blazers, Andy Barth in along with Olivia Monpettit and Hannah Gordon.
Let's go look at Coach Jay Miller from Visitation. Watching intently as his team is tangling a pretty tight match right here.
Stokes drops it back. Played ahead for Benilde.
We got 2-on-3, but that's picked off very nicely by number 14, Benlich.
Here comes Benilde, trying to get on the move, get a scoring chance here in the second half, and take away by Monpettit as Tucker was the Benilde forward down there. It's out of play. And throw in coming for Emily Olson. Comes right back to Olson from Coleman to the middle of the field. Vanderheiden, the defender, went down, and then King steps up and plays it safely away for Visitation. All the way down deep in the Benilde end, where the Red Knights are reset. Coleman has it taken away from her. Good play by Azar. Now onto the foot of Jones. Jones short pass to Azar, shot away, and a save made by Grazzini. And really, I'd say that was probably the best scoring chance of the night. I mean, not necessarily a tough save, but we just have not had a lot of offense so far.
Oh, you're right. That was the best opportunity shot, quality shot that we've seen the entire match. Visitation able to step around the defense that time, get the shot off. There's another look at it. See, Muzzle take the shot from the outside, and unfortunately was right at the keeper. We had a foul against Visitation.
Throw in here for Benilde. That's broken up though on the inbound by Visitation. Comes back to his arm, middle of the field. On her left is Barth. Too far out in front. Benilde sends it back toward midfield onto the foot of King. King back to Gordon. Drops it back right side to Johansson. Broken up. Sent ahead by Benilde. A throw in from midfield by Olsen. Header. And back to Visitation off the foot of Coleman. Out of play. Throw in again for the Red Knights.
And again, Visitation. Defense right on the job. There's another pick off.
Sent ahead right side. Chase for the ball, out of play. Visitation. We'll get the throw in here as we have played nearly 15 minutes here in the second half. Far about 55 minutes of scoreless soccer here between two top 10 teams in Class A. Quick through ball ahead comes to Barth. Andy Barth looking, hesitates, stops, poked off her foot. Trailing the play and getting to it now is Jones, deep in the corner, off of Red Knights player. We'll get a corner kick here for Visitation. So it goes off of Gagne and sets up a Visitation corner.
Second corner of the match for the Blazers.
Gordon will take the corner kick for Visitation.
It's going to be deep. Nobody's coming up to take the pass or take the kick. Low and hard.
Put out in front. It comes through several players. Nobody gets a foot on it before sent back behind the net. Really not much of a chance there for anybody for Visitation. Urick finally put a foot on it, but didn't have any kind of angle to get it to Grazzini.
It's low and it's hot. Nobody can get their foot on it.
Jones was the player, I think, that Gordon was trying to get it to.
Yeah, she was the closest to it, and I think she was the intended target. That's their big score.
And it didn't miss him by much, but it did miss her, and they get the free kick here for Gagne and Benilde. Knocked down by Barth. Oh, and then that one off the face of Jones. Stunned for a second, but play on. Whistle and a foul here on Benilde. Will get a free kick for Visitation. King will set it up.
And everybody's over on the right side. Now they come in.
Header, but wide off Jones and out of play. A goal kick for Benilde.
That one didn't quite work because she sent the pass exactly where everybody was. Everybody else had taken it. Watch this. Everybody takes off to their left, and the ball goes to the right.
Maria Callahan and Meredith Killian back into the match for Visitation. That is out of play off the Red Knights. Throw in for the Blazers. Holman trying to get the takeaway, but Visitation still controls. Shift toward Grazzini, who makes the stop on the long shot in by Callahan. midfield, out of play. Throw in for the Red Knights. Cross midfield, cleared by King back for Visitation, but out of play. Throw in by the Red Knights. Collision is a fight for the ball there. Again off the Blazers, and another Red Knights throw in. Try it again. Here it comes to Stokes. Gagne took the pass from Richardson, and she'll send it out to her left. Ortier up toward midfield.
It'll be a throw in for Benilde-St. Margaret, so they get to move the ball up.
Nice little move there by Frida Fortier.
They tried to drive through and got tripped up. It'll be a foul called against Visitation. You'll see it again. Yeah, just a little bit of a foot connection, that's all it takes.
Richardson with the pass. Now it comes right side. Down goes long forward and couldn't control it to make a pass or get a shot on net. Out of play. We'll get a goal kick for Visitation.
I really thought she was going to get a nice cross. Didn't happen and ran out of real estate. You see the pass coming up. And yeah, didn't slow it down enough. And it goes over the end line.
Cleared by Visitation across midfield off the foot of Gordon. Gagne, short pass up ahead to Stella Fortier. Back for his sister Frida. Left side all the way over to Olsen. Benilde moving up. Chenal trying to get behind the D and can't. Ball rolls out. Excuse me, that was Franzi, who's the closest forward of that last ball. Out of play, and goal kick for Visitation. It'll be taken by Kira Johansson. Right ahead, but right back to Benilde for Johansson. Clears it one more time. Good little move there by Barth to keep it away from Coleman. Sends it down deep. It comes back to Grazzini from her D, and she'll be able to play it here. Rolls it out to her right. Richardson again back. Grazzini off to her left to Olsen. Frida Fortier playing it ahead. And Olsen again. Off of Stokes and taken by Callahan. Played it off to her left, rolls out of play. Throw in for Benilde. Vanderheiden back in. And for Benilde, or excuse me, for Visitation, Mary Urich returns. Visitation with the throw in. We've passed the midway mark here in the second half. And still no score. Now deep, this is going to be close. Looks like we're going to have another corner here coming, Sig, for Visitation.
Second corner of this half.
Sammy Saban And Ella Hinkemeyer back in for Visitation. You know, it was not a corner kick, so instead a throw-in for Visitation. Sure Willie Markham gets that correction on his stat sheet, and this one sent out of play off the foot of Callahan.
He did. Removed one tally. It's still one corner kick for the Blazers in the second half. And Benilde-St. Margaret's again trying to get the ball out of their zone. And just can't complete those passes. Nice poke play there.
Stokes runs into King. Stokes gets it back. Play ahead. Here comes Franzi trying to move it forward. It's out of play and a throw in for Visitation. Megan King getting it back in place, sends it down that left side.
And again, we have two balls on the field. It's going to be a throw in for Visitation deep in the Benilde-St. Margaret zone.
Hinkemeyer throw in. Take away briefly by Coleman. Now she's able to gain it, control again. Play it ahead for Franzi. Middle of the field, and Visitation steals it back. Urich. Late whistle. We get a foul called against Urich. Franzi went down, but nothing was called for a good beat and a half, and then we got a whistle. Look at it again.
Yeah, there's a shove. And you're right, it took about a second or two before the referee blew the whistle.
Throw in here for Benilde-St. Margaret's will be taken by Vanderheiden. Franzi back to Vanderheiden. Chip it to the middle of the field and cleared away. And out of danger by Beinlich out to midfield. Nice battle for the ball here. Visitation's Catherine Jones finally winning it, feeding it off to her right side. Here's a shot away, but well wide of Frazzini in the Benilde net. Look at it again, and a nice play. Be trying to get the ball to Sabin off of Jones. As Jones was able to beat her defender, but no shot on goal, and play goes on. No scoring here in the match. To midfield. Break up, and then Coleman sending it back ahead. Vanderheiden to Stokes. And feed on left side. Chipped back to the middle of the field. Vanderheiden trying to get there, but King's back defensively. Vanderheiden gets a shot away.
Oh,
just wide of Burke. And out of play. That was the best Benilde scoring chance of the night. Off the foot of Claire Vanderheiden, and diving out with Samantha Burke.
Well, that's the closest Benilde-St. Margaret's has been all match long. Nice shot. Good effort. Oh, nice kick. Did she touch that?
Apparently not, because it's a goal kick.
That's a goal kick.
Yeah.
But boy, I tell you, I didn't see on that replay if there was any redirection of the ball. There with us. Red Knights get it again.
Vanderheiden had it briefly. Now Visitation clearing it to midfield, taken back by Benilde, sent by Olsen. Head for Tucker. Visitation gets it back and clears it across midfield. Throw in for Visitation. Out of play. Again off of Benilde, and another throw in for Visitation coming. little bit high. Back to that last line of defense. Almost getting free. Deep was Killian, but Benilde had her pretty well marked up. Still Visitation, another throw in. They keep getting a little bit deeper on each of these throw-ins.
And if they keep it going, they'll get a shot off on goal.
Elizabeth Czar back into the match for the Blazers. Cleared by the Red Knights toward midfield. Chip back ahead by Beinlich. And Stokes comes back defensively, but then onto the foot of Killian. Killian left side.
Trying to get a cross set up, being bothered by the Red Knights defense. Oh, what a nice takeaway.
Vanderheiden got the takeaway. Trying to set it ahead for Franzese. And then it's broken up by Visitation. Hinkemeyer gets it back. Pass left side's going to roll out. Going to throw in for Benilde.
Vanderheiden again gets in there and tries to keep the ball in play, but it would be a throw in for Visitation. Bacon King with it, throws it down the sideline.
Here comes Killian after it, trying to keep it in play. Does, but right there for Benilde is Gagne to play it for the Red Knights. Now it comes up to Vanderheiden. For Stokes, back to Vanderheiden. He'll send it deep. Burke, that's not going to have to come out and play it. It's played first out of play by Beinlich and allows a throw in for Benilde. Vivian Chenal coming back in for Benilde, and she'll replace Kay Franzese.
So that gives the Red Knights a chance to settle down and get their defense or get their offense set up. Same thing, Visitation, their drop on their defense back, covering this throw in.
Richardson puts it in play. Comes back to Richardson from Stokes. Stokes with it again. Middle of the field. And broken up by Visitation, by Sabin. It's back. They'll try to again get a scoring opportunity, but Visitation always there. Jones has it. She'll send it across midfield. Played by Gagne across midfield for the Red Knights, and bouncing toward the sideline. That's going to stay in play. Visitation moving it back. Urich across midfield. Benilde plays it back in the middle of the field. Stokes has it taken away from her by Azar.
Boy, continually seeing Visitation coming up and marking those balls.
Barth got it across midfield for the Blazers. Now here's Jones. Jones, a little burst of speed, gets by her defender. Jones stops with it, curving it to the right and out of play. Didn't quite get it to a teammate in front, and also couldn't angle it enough to get it toward the corner of the net either.
Yeah, couldn't curve it quite enough. She's by herself right here. There's nobody else up front. She sees that, so she's going to take the shot and try and curve it in. But too much leg on that one.
Yep.
Here's a good look at number 13, Catherine Jones. 7 goals, 3 assists.
Madison Stokes goes off Callahan and out. Stokes will throw it in. Getting it for Vanderheiden. Vanderheiden will chip it ahead. Header at midfield by Urich for Visitation. Sabin with the short pass to Callahan. Back to Sammy Sabin. Sabin trying to split it between the 2D. Now will drop it back to Azar. Left side, it's Barth. Barth chipping it to the middle of their pass. Comes free to Jones. A shot away for Zini. The save. The rebound is in. Andy Barth scores, and Visitation scores the first goal of the match. Boy, you could see that kind of coming. They were working the short passes as well as they did all night. They get their best scorer alone in front and gets a good shot on goal.
Yeah, the keeper made the initial stop, but then the ball came over and Barth had a wide open net and knew exactly what to do with it. Now Benilde-St. Margaret trying desperately to get back with the equalizer.
They did not call that a goal.
Oh, they didn't.
Did they call that offside?
Then they must have.
There was no playback at midfield again.
No, you're right.
It was in the net, but I never saw a flag or a whistle. Let's see if we can see anything here. There's the shot, and then, it's in the net, but
Barth was probably. Barth could have been offside, yeah.
Yeah, you can see the Benilde players.
Yeah, she was offside.
Yeah.
Nice replay, guys.
Yeah. Sorry we missed that.
Yeah,
so we stay scoreless.
I was so busy writing down the scoring that get so excited.
Right, that we had a goal. Red Knight spotted it. And so we play on, and it's still scoreless. Out of play, we'll get a goal kick here for Benilde.
I forgot what a goal looked like. That was nice.
We were too excited. Someone had
it's
scored.
A goal, it's a goal. No, not. So under 6 minutes to go in the match. And as I said, no score officially.
Across to the middle, good break up. Oh, another chance. Here's a shot away under Gita with another big stop.
That was a hard shot and a great stop by the keeper. Watch this. This ball's got some zip on it right here. Here it comes.
Went off
Boom.
the defender, and Garcia able to stop Jones point blank, who had taken the pass from Killian. Visitation really buzzing the play here. We get a whistle. And perhaps another offside here on Viz. So we'll reset with Benilde-St. Margaret's putting it in play. We wind down toward 5 minutes, but even discounting the goal that didn't go in, Visitation really with their best play and offensively of the night here in the last 4 minutes of play.
Yeah, they're really putting the pressure on. Garcia that time made the perfect move as a keeper. Put her hands up with a stop sign type, slapped the ball down in front of her, and fell on top of it. That's excellent work by the keeper. Visitation trying to set up their offense.
4.5 minutes to go. Coming back into the play was Vanderheiden to knock Jones off the ball. The throw in comes from King for Visitation. Out of bounds off of Richardson. Another throw in coming for the Blazers. Again, it'll be King. King gets the throw in. Cleared again by Benilde to the sideline and out. Under 4 minutes to play here in the second half. If there's no score, we'll play 2 5-minute overtimes, not sudden death. Total 10 minutes of overtime. We get no scoring here in the next 3.5 minutes plus. Header by King, header by Stokes. Chenal turning, trying to get it onto the foot of Vanderheiden. Vanderheiden looking to send it ahead for Stokes, but too far ahead of her. Beinlich able to clear it to the right. Stokes back into the play, and a great takeaway by King.
I think Stokes tried a heel kick pass, and there was nobody there but a red shirt.
Comes to Stokes from McTeague. Stokes playing it back, for trying to get it to Vanderheiden, and that was broken up by Barth.
And
freshman got it out to midfield.
I thought we were going to see a counterattack, but it's by Visitation, but here they come.
Barth keeps it in play. to the middle of the field. Pass comes ahead to Azar from Urich. Cleared by Benilde out to midfield. Red Knights will send it up right side. Vanderheiden trying to get there ahead of King. Vanderheiden setting it up. Here's a shot away and sent it wide. He had Chanel breaking down the middle. Couldn't really get her the ball. Put it toward the net, but sent it wide. Now Samantha Burke in the Visitation net.
Nice move here. She took a little bit too much time and couldn't really get off a clear. I mean, she had a setup, but then pushed it wide of the goal. Good effort by Vanderheiden. And here she is again.
Up in the air. And after it goes Benilde. Visitation, though, will gain control with Hinkemeyer. Hinkemeyer trying to get a late rush up, and then a takeaway by Benilde, by Frida Fortier. Plays it up the left side.
They got a
Red Knights on the move.
4-on-2 if they can get the ball in, but nope.
Can't get it to Chanel. It's just broken up by Beinlech. Comes back to the foot of Long of Benilde, off for Stokes now. They're down to minutes of play here in the second half. Vanderheiden lost it. Visitation now able to clear it ahead and across midfield. Intercepted by Visitation. Pass comes ahead to Killian. Killian trying to get some space free. Gagne broke that up. Shot away. It's a couple of players about 20 yards out in front of the net and cleared by the Red Knights out to midfield.
That's where you see the value of a good center back like Gagne. Makes the stop and then gets
trying
the
to
ball
get
up.
it ahead for Vanderheiden. Vanderheiden is in deep. A shot away and a goal.
And
how about that? Claire Vanderheiden, the senior, scores in the final seconds. 11 seconds to go in the match.
Boy, what a time to get a goal. 11 and a half seconds to go in the match. Here it is again. Gets past the defense. Seabrook just out of her reach, and she just snags the inside of the pole right here. That is a wonderful shot. See it again.
And really about the only defensive breakdown tonight.
Right.
By Visitation.
All night long, we've seen them come in with the takeaways. They've been doing everything right. On defense, they make one little mistake, and they give up the game on that fabulous goal.
We'll take a break. We'll come back and wrap this one up. Red Knights winning it tonight 1-0 in the final minute of the match. We're back with more. Benilde-St. Margaret, your winner tonight over Visitation, 1-0 the final.
Benilde-St. Margaret's wins tonight in girls soccer. They defeat Visitation 1-0 here on CCX Sports. Welcome back to Benilde-St. Margaret's. I'm joined by Vivian Chanel and Claire Vanderheiden, who scored the only goal of the match. You couldn't have waited much longer in regulation to score that one. Tell me about the play and how that's set up for you.
Well, it was kind of a turnover, and Vivian got on the end of the ball, and she just made a really nice slot through the defense, and I took a touch and placed it in the corner with like 11 seconds left in the game. So, I don't know, it was really exciting.
How good was the defense on both sides for your team and for Visitation tonight? Because it seemed like they were tough to get the ball through and even get a chance on goal.
Yeah, there wasn't that many chances in the game because both defense on both teams were just so good. They had a lot of really fast players that were hard to get by, so it took a lot to break them down. But both teams kept working at it. I don't know.
You've had some tough games so far and some tough losses. How much does this win mean to you and help you down the road?
Well, yeah, we're coming off of a couple of big losses, so it's really good. We're turning the season around, so I think it's kind of good to get our mojo back, and we're a new team. We're starting fresh.
The team's had some injuries. You got Claire Grazzini back. How important is that for your team?
Yeah, she's a really good goalkeeper. Annie Poland stepped in at the beginning of the season. She really did a good job, but it's good having a senior captain in the goal to kind of lead the team from the back. So she's a huge part of the team. We're really happy to have her back.
Congratulations on this one. Good luck the rest of the way. Vivian Chanel, and how about this win against the Visitation team you haven't played before? Is that kind of fun playing a team that you don't know much about, but it has some good skills?
Yeah, we've heard a lot about Visitation. We know some good girls on that team, really strong players. They have some great senior players and some new talent. So going in, we were really excited to play them, a new matchup, and we're really happy with our result tonight.
Every game, do you feel like you're getting the other team's best effort because you guys have been so successful year in and year out?
I mean, yeah, we go in every night really excited because we know the other team's going to bring their top effort, and it makes for great games and some really great memories on the field.
These early season games, how much do they help later in the season build toward playoffs and you get some players back from injury? I mentioned Claire coming back, and how much is that going to help when it gets to October soccer?
Well, yeah, we always start out with a pretty difficult schedule because we want to build up our team, and we don't want to start out with easy games because that doesn't build us up, that gets us nowhere for later in the season. But we definitely have hopefully some talent coming off injuries soon. Amanda Cassidy will hopefully be back in really, really soon, and we're so happy to have Claire back in goal. It's always great to have her in the net. And Annie Poland just did a remarkable job when she was there as well.
You've got a road trip coming up this weekend, right? Tell me about that.
Yes, so every year we travel up to Duluth to play ESCO. It's always a great matchup, and it's just fun to spend some time with all the girls. And I think it really just helps us bond as a team, and we have a lot of fun.
Vivian, thanks for your time. Good luck the rest of the way, and have a fun weekend.
Yeah, thank you so much.
Benilde-St. Margaret's great win tonight over Visitation, a matchup of top 10 teams in Class A, and they get the win over the Blazers by a score of 1-0. That will do it for our telecast tonight, and for Sig Ligry and all of our great crew here tonight. I'm John Jacobson. Thanks for tuning in for our coverage of high school girls soccer on CCX Sports.